Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Blue Archive, Montana, aka the Badass Montana. And we are going to be on trap and we are going to completely and utterly destroy everything in our path. And we're going to get some help doing it for once. So I wanted to show this one for a couple of reasons. One, we got to talk about some stuff. And that is, have you guys noticed that the matches that I'm showing are getting less and less? Like, I'm still showing the same amount of videos, right? Like each week. And I'm still doing my stream each week. But like, the videos themselves are getting shorter. Also, I'm going to have to turn off the like, AI like voiceover stuff, the crossover voiceovers, and just go back to the national, because this is obnoxious. I'll be real honest, I am about sick of all of these godforsaken anime commanders. Like, they are so annoying. But yeah, we're gonna be turning that off sooner rather than later. But I digress. The games are getting shorter, period. Like, the games are absurdly short, actually. Most of the games are over inside 10 minutes. And this one, no different. Like, right now, the overall is 9 minutes, 56 seconds. And that's with me talking at the beginning and showing you guys the beginning before the match starts. So you can kind of guess. Now, that being said, I'm still putting up a good chunk of damage each match. Like, I'm not having bad games. Like, I really ain't. Like, it's not difficult to go out here in a legendary ship and put up 150,000 plus damage to showcase. But watch what happens here. Now, our guys are already spotted, and of course, the very first person spotted is our Schlieffen, or not our Schlieffen, but our Stalingrad that is full broadside, and he loses all of his hit points in the process. Shocker. Turns out, if you're broadside and a Stalingrad, it ends poorly for you. I would have never guessed. But you'll see that there's a Yoshino coming, we had the Alaska here, we have the Schlieffen here, and we had the Brest over here. So we need to pay attention to what's going on. Now here, we are going to go ahead and take the shot over the island just because. You miss all the shots you don't take, and getting an extra shot off is preferable. Now here comes the Yoshino Torps. Surprise, surprise, surprise to no one. And yeah, we're going to get out of there. No problem. Easy to dodge. If he'd have launched those a little bit sooner, I could have been very angry at this point. But fortunately, he did not. Now, as we get ready for this turn, I want you guys to pay attention to a couple things. First of all, the Stalingrad has lost all of his hit points. But more than that, our other cruiser here is sitting broadside again. Like, how many times do people have to get caught full broadside in order to change? And now he's starting to reverse. And I feel bad about this, Schroeder, but at the same time I don't, because I'm going to cut in front of you. So I'm going to try to take some of the fire away from you as we put ourselves in a position where the Alaska could potentially shoot us. But putting ourselves between the enemy and the friendlies is what our goal is here, right? Like, we want to make sure that we're able to continue to put pressure on these guys. Now, I wonder what Schlieffen could be doing here, guys. Surely he wouldn't be trying to torpedo us, right? As he pushes in, he's got a secondaries rolling, but again, we got 6 heal. Like, we're not in any hurry to damage con, right? Like, that's a thing that is going to be harder for a lot of people to get used to when you have this build for Hoshino and any of the American ships that you're used to. But speaking of Hoshino, we have Yoshino. Hello, how are you, Sunshine? This is not going to end well for you. As we take the shot, he actually started turning back towards us, so he's going to get away with that. And sure enough, the torpedoes are coming in. Who could have seen that coming? But we're going to go ahead and put ourselves in a position so we get into the cap. And you can see the Stalingrad is actually radaring. Yoshino is about to come back across, and he's going to do the unthinkable. Now, I wonder what he could be thinking here, guys. He's like, I could go full broadside the other direction and get my torpedoes off the other side as well. Unfortunately for him, we take all of his health, and then the Stalingrad comes in and punches him right in the face. Yeah, that's the end of the Stalingrad. Shocker. But we're going to easily dodge his torpedoes. No problem there. And again, I wanted to stay in the cap here, but I'm also paying attention to what's going on behind me. And unfortunately, we are going to lose one of our cruisers back there. I believe the Stalingrad ends up dying. But I don't want to rush straight around the corner because we know that the Yoshino's there. We know the Alaska's there. Alaska's very low health. But the Yoshino's there, the Bresta's here. Like, we don't want to just rush willy-nilly around the corner because that's a lot of firepower against us. Now, Alaska did go down. Our Stalingrad's pushing up, and I requested support, and these guys are actually doing it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to force the issue. Now, I wanted to shoot the Brest here, but unfortunately, he does a good job of going forward. I can't go too crazy here because I'm about to eat torpedoes. We knew these were likely coming, but I wanted to get all the guns off to try to keep some of the attention from the teammate. And we do have the damage control back, so we're going to go ahead and use the damage control and use our next heal. Now, we've taken huge chunks off of the enemy Schlieffen here. The Brest has rolled up and started to fire at our friendlies over there. And we are going to continue to punch the Schlieffen in the face. And you can see I'm just annihilating the Schlieffen. He has no chance. He has no shot. Now, he does get a fire on us, and he does continue to shoot over the thing. Unfortunately, Schlieffen takes out the Stalingrad. Brest goes down as well, but Stalingrad and the Schroeder did a very good job of helping this side. And I can't stress that enough. Like, a lot of times, a lot of people in that situation would have put themselves in a situation like where they weren't useful. They wouldn't have pushed up, especially after losing half his hit points at the beginning. But he did a lot. He ended up helping me get rid of the Yoshino. He helped get rid of the Alaska, helped get rid of the Brest, and did some damage to the Schlieffen as well. So you can't really complain about what they did. They did a lot more than most teammates do in this game. Now, I was going to push into the center here, but if you look at where our teammates are located, all of our teammates are in the center, right? So rather than pushing into the center, I'm going to swing out wide. We're going to set up that crossfire I always talk about. You can see I was thinking about it, but then I paid attention. I was like, okay. So if you look, the enemy is starting to move from right to left, so they're kind of backing up. Our team is all in one spot, so we want to create that crossfire. And you can see friendly radar spots the enemy destroyer, so we know where he's located at the time. So we're going to try to get out of the way of these guys, and we're going to put ourselves in a flanking position. Again, setting up that crossfire, and look at the heal, man. Like, that is absurd. The fact that we get 6 of these heals is absurd. I'm sorry, it just is. And people are underestimating how big that is. Like, we have 91,000 hit points. We have a heal that is healing close to 20,000 hit points. It's at least 15, but it's close to 20,000 hit points. And we have 6 of them. So if you use them to their fullest extent, we're looking at an extra 120,000 damage, potentially, of healing. So, yeah, it's absurd. You add to that the incredible accuracy that we usually get out of these things, and the faster fire rate, and you've got a recipe for absolute domination. Like, removing these ships has become so incredibly difficult, unless, of course, they just sail straight into torpedoes or stay broadside and get clapped. But for the most part, like, if they're playing smart, it's going to be very difficult to get rid of a Hoshino build American battleship at Legendary tier. Like, you're not going to out-damage it. You're just not. It's going to have more heals and more reload than you. And it's got more guns. And it's more accurate. It's going to be real tough to get rid of these. And then on top of that, you also have the engine boost of the BA Montana. So that is a whole other thing. Now, Schroeder thinks he's being sneaky here or something, but we already had the shot placed before he came around the corner. He never even got to pull the trigger, folks. He never got to pull the trigger. The shells were on him before he had a chance to pull the trigger. And GK is about to learn the same exact lesson. Like, unfortunately, the friendlies are going to take most of his hit points before I get a chance to shoot him. I was hoping that they would leave him alone and that I would get to clap his cheeks as he comes around this corner, because I was going to. Like, look at the angle at which this man is sailing to me right now. He is begging to get slapped. But unfortunately, they do take most of his health. And so we go ahead and we take the shot, and we're going to finish him off. Easy peasy, down he goes. And that leaves just the Alaska, and this is what I'm talking about, just complete raffle stomp. Our flank completely dominated our flank so fast that we were able to completely encircle the enemy and destroy them without any chance of them having any options to get away. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you a fan or are you not a fan? Personally, I like the games that tend to be a little bit more competitive, but when you've got teammates working together on your flank and you can destroy your flanks that as fast as we did and then move around to flank the enemy, it makes a big deal. So let me know down in the comments, and if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.